deep. I mean, you try hitting angles off those. It's virtually impossible. But we know that Hingis has been experimenting with her own game. She's been trying to serve volley. She's coming in on a lot more. And, you know, she said she knew she had to do that because of the big hitters like Davenport and the two Williams sisters. So she said, I've tried my best out here, and now we shall see what happens.
All right. You're going to put your money on either of them?
I actually think Davenport is going to win today. I just think the court favours her more. Although, you know, the crowd will try and lift Hingis. I don't know, I just have a feeling this is probably totally wrong. And you, David?
I actually share your opinions that on this court, Davenport ought to win. If it wasn't in Switzerland, I'd say she would win. I mean, that clearly is a factor. Another factor is that Martina's been suffering a little bit from a cold. She was talking about that yesterday. She said she started to go down with it on Thursday. She said it didn't really affect her too much against Jennifer Capriati. But, I mean, obviously, if this became a very tight match and stamina became an issue, well, if you are a little bit under the weather, it's a very hot and steamy hall, this one. Quite low roofed. It's where the Swiss national ice hockey team normally plays. And with the television lights and so on, and 6,000 people crammed inside, it does get very hot indeed. So that just might be a factor, but who knows? So much will depend on who serves the better, I suspect. The first prize on offer of 166,000 US dollars to the winner of this final of the Swisscom Challenge. The runner-up will take away 83,000. The Swiss cowbells are here. Martina Hingis' mum is here. And we look forward to an outstanding match between the world number 1, Martina Hingis, and the world number 2, Lindsay Davenport. Hingis to serve.
Ready, play. 15 love.
Oh, Hingis loves that backhand down the line, of course, but that's really first time we've seen Lindsay move across the whole of the court, probably this week, and she made it look very easy.
Well, there's the power of Davenport. And on this fast court, it really can be very damaging indeed.
15-30.
Well, that one, of course, set the point up. This is easy for Davenport. She practices these.
Bidding for only her second title of the year, Lindsay Davenport, the Australian Open and Indian Wells, beat Hingis in both finals. Since then, her record's a bit like Tim Henman. Lots of finals reached, none of them won. But a terrific start for the American. A break of serve in the opening game. Since winning in Indian Wells, she's lost in the final of Miami, Wimbledon, Stanford in California, Los Angeles, and the US Open. And mentioning Tim Henman, of course, we'll have coverage of Tim's final against Tommy Haas in Vienna a little later in the day here on Eurosport. Best of 5 sets, that one. They must both be tired. They had long matches yesterday. Henman, of course, saving a couple of match points. Didn't endear him to the Swiss here, who were hoping that Roger Federer, the outstanding young Swiss, might win that match.
15.
Oh, I certainly didn't expect Davenport to start with a double fault. Hingis is looking fairly hurried at the moment. She's just got to settle down, get into her own stride.
Oh, that's irresistible.
A lovely flowing move to Davenport's backhand. It's a fairly long stroke, but you can see the hands on the racket are so soft, and she can go either way on it.
Forehands, backhands, they're all coming the same.
40-30.
4 winners already from Davenport, none from this lady. Could be a long afternoon for Hingis.
Davenport going for the Hingis forehand on most of her serves then, first and second. Well, Hingis is on her way to the net there. She probably thinks, let's try it. Let's do something different.
Voice you're hearing is that of Jorge Dias from Portugal, the umpire. Now, that's a very fine second serve.
31. 41.
Well, that looked easy, didn't it, from Davenport? Such good timing in her shots.
Oh. Well, it was a low ball. She was stretching for it. She was going over the high part of the net, and yet she made it.
40-30.
Thought he loved to juice.
Yeah, and what a difference from the second serve. This one not so good. And again, there's plenty of space for Davenport.
Well, Hingis decides to fight fire with fire. One strike and you're out in this match.
Advantage Hingis.
Oh, and the ace on the second serve. Well, an essential game for Hingis to win, particularly having lost the 40-love lead. 2-1 Davenport, first set.
Davenport is by 2 games to 1.
Welcome back. So Lindsay Davenport on the first point of the fourth game pulls that backhand wide. Love 15, leading 2-1. Again, nothing wrong with the movement there of Davenport. Of course, tendinitis of her left foot ruled her out of the Olympics after one match.
Yeah, showing no sign there, though. Good move across court and in control of her racket head.
Oh! Well, I was just thinking a little bit of imagination there from Davenport with the rolled angle, but Hingis onto it.
And she had to go for that winner down the line. She was so far out of court.
30 all.
First ace from Davenport. And judging by her matches this week that we've covered, most of the aces will come down the tee, both to the deuce court and the ad court. Bless you.
I have to say I'm not totally convinced by Davenport's serve at the moment. I don't think she's really got into her rhythm. And they're not coming down that fast.
So Hingis with the opportunity to break back.
There we go. She's getting going now.
And interesting that Hingis was expecting the one down the centre, was moving that way, and wrong-footed. Second ace.
That was a very awkward shot for Hingis. She's so talented, you can leave it late. Yeah, she just rolls her wrist.
No, it's into the rafters, and Hingis breaks back.
2 games on. Love 15.
I wonder if Davenport to get angry by that loss of serve and start to hit the ball even harder.
Perfect depth from Hingis right onto the far baseline. Well, it doesn't matter how you get them back, as long as you do.
Exactly. Hingis is hitting a lot of half volleys out here today. But as you say, it doesn't matter if it goes over.
40-15.
Again, a massive second serve, going for broke and winning. 3-2, Hingis leads now.
WTA Tour
with the Hellenic Tourism Organization.
You're watching Eurosport's live coverage of the final in Zurich, the Swisscom Challenge, with Joe Jury and myself, David Mercer. 3-2, Hingis leads now, having been 2-love down. So the pressure on the Davenport serve.
Love 15.
Oh. Well, that full stretch.
Well, it doesn't always look elegant with Davenport, but she gets to a lot more balls than you would think. She hits it so hard. Good pass.
Hingis doesn't think so.
Yeah, there's the mark. I don't know, it's so tough to call that. I mean, George is right there, and you know, he does overrule, and he does it quickly.
Yeah, and I think what you have to appreciate back home is that an umpire, his eyes are following the ball on the serve. He can't keep up. It is physically impossible to keep up with a ball that's travelling at 100 miles an hour. Which is why the service judge looks at the line and sees the ball going across his vision and not follow the ball.
Yeah, exactly, with Davenport serving, my goodness. Flat and hard.
Well, I think the one thing we're all saying before this match is let's hope it's a really competitive one. Let's hope we have a good final, regardless of who wins it, and that's certainly the case. 20 minutes played, 3-all.
Well, clever play by Hingis. She was in control of that rally, using the whole court.
15 love.
Made it again. It's a bit like a charging rhinoceros, but it's not a pleasant experience if you're on the other end.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't say that. Oh, what a great pickup. I wasn't sure she was going to get it, but good control at the end.
Hingis can see the funny side of it. Rhinoceri can get up to a good speed, Joe.
You certainly can.
15-30.
Well, Davenport was sure it was out. Hingis was sure it was in.
It's interesting, the Swiss crowd, they don't like people arguing the calls, do they? They're very correct.
Quite.
All your stereotypes about the Swiss, well, some of them are right.
I thought that looked out, though.
Yeah, I agree.
This is really the first time that Davenport has had to move like this the whole week. It'll be very interesting to see how her foot stands up to it.
Due to play in Linz next week, Lindsay Davenport, she's the top seed. Venus Williams seeded 2.
14-30.
And of course we'll be covering Linz from Thursday.
Just marvel at those types of shots. It's not a sort of slash at the ball, it's a controlled stroke, and it's so heavily hit.
Guessed right, but a little ambitious trying a semi-drive volley off that.
Well, exactly. What a strange choice of shot. She would have had a good chance if she just had one hand on the racket.
Thank you, President.
That time didn't gamble with the second serve, just pushed it in and paid the price.
Yeah, it's made a huge difference. I mean, some of the second serves I think have been harder than the first from Hingis.
Advantage Hingis.
You think that was going long, the return?
I'm not sure, actually. And if you're not sure, then it's always better to try and hit it. But those are the ones she's been practicing all week. Making most of them.
Just wide. Lindsay had the perfect view of that, straight down the line. No, she missed it by a whisker. Terrific game, this one. Both of them playing well at the same time. She's going to have to gamble. She did it in the earlier games on game point, went for the big second serve, and it paid off. And she's just got to accept that she may serve the odd double. But no point in patting the second serve in. Fourth deuce. Now what's she going to do? Got away with it. And a crucial hole for Hingis. 4-3 she leads. Robert Van Hoff, coach of Lindsay Davenport. I wonder what he's thinking at the moment. Maybe a little worried that Lindsay hasn't quite found the form of yesterday, but then of course a very different opponent. Serving with new balls at 3-4.
What a shame, Hingis played the two difficult ones and missed the slightly easier one. And that was a clever, difficult shot to get the angle. He didn't want to hit it deep because Lindsay was standing there.
30-15.
There it is down the middle again. She's served a lot of those to the Hingis forehand, and it sets the point up beautifully.
Fourth ace from Lindsay Davenport. In comparison to the Hingis service game, in which there were 4 deuces, Davenport holds to 15, and it's 4-all after exactly